All right. How's everybody doing today? Not going to waste a lot of time here. I'll just open up to the questions. If you got any questions.
Yeah, Coach. Can you talk a little bit about what happened there with Daniel Jones?
Um, yeah, Daniel dropped back, fell down. Um, Obviously, it was a knee. We don't know the full extent of it. That's all we know right now. It's a knee. We'll run some tests on it tomorrow. We'll have an MRI, and we'll see what we got. But what we know right now is it's a knee. It's a knee.
Yeah, Coach. I was wondering if you could give us. I saw you. We saw you put Tyrod Taylor on IR. Can you give us any update on Tyrod's condition?
Yeah. We put Tyrod on IR. He had some ribs. It was the best thing to do. We don't know the full extent of the ribs, but we know he has ribs. Um, and that's really it. I mean, he's got some ribs. If I'm short with you guys today, it's because I'm hungry and ribs sound really good right now. But Tyra did a good job for us. We decided to put him on IR, open up a spot, and Tyrod's on IR with some ribs.
Yeah, Coach. Just wondering. You put Daniel Jones in there. Off the neck injury, and you have him do the tush push there right at the beginning of the game. Were you a little bit concerned about the neck and everything going into that play? What was your thought process? Putting him in that situation.
I mean, that was the play to call right there. Fourth down, you want to go for it. You want to be aggressive. Wasn't worried about the neck. We know Daniel came in with a neck. We know he left with a knee. He came with a neck. He left with a knee. At no point, did he have a tush. Still doesn't have a tush. So really weren't concerned about the neck. I mean, you don't push from the neck on that play. So not really concerned. Not concerned about the neck. He was cleared. Cleared for contact. He was doing everything we asked him to do in practice. We're never worried about the neck. He wouldn't have been in there otherwise. But again, his tush is fine. It was always fine. So he doesn't have a tush. Came with a neck and left with a knee. And I mean, that was just, we wanted to be aggressive and try to get that first down. And we just didn't do it.
Yeah, Coach. We saw Evan Neal go off the field. Is there any update on Evan Neal's condition? And what can you tell us about Evan Neal and his health?
Yeah, so we don't know much about Evan. He left with an ankle. He's got an ankle. And if you saw me on the sideline, I was pretty animated with Evan because I'd find out that he also had a wrist. I guess he was flipping some burgers, during his time off, which is not allowed. And he had some wrist inflammation. And when he put his hands too high, he was too high in the placement, and he ended up getting an ankle because of his wrist. And if you look at the human body, every bone is connected to one another. So what we like to do here with the Giants is we like to get an injury of every sort so that we know every part of the human anatomy. Still waiting on a couple of things. We haven't had a femur, not yet. We haven't had an abdomen. Andrew had a hamstring. So we're just, we're trying to get every part covered. We haven't had a pectoral. We haven't had a bi or a tricep. We haven't had any of those things yet. So I feel like we've done a good job as far as keeping our guys healthy on that front. So, we're going to keep up the good work, but, luckily for us, we haven't had any of those issues, but that was the deal with Evan Neal. We don't know about the ankle. We just know he has an ankle and he's hour to hour. So we'll just keep an eye on him. We'll keep monitoring him every hour and we'll see how he does in practice this week.
You today, right? Hey, good morning, Coach. How you doing today? Right, nice. Coach, I was just wondering, could you speak to the performance today? The Raiders came out. They got a rookie head coach. They got a rookie quarterback, and your team. You got beat pretty bad there. Just thoughts on the overall performance of the team today.
Yeah, not good enough today. We had some things go against us. Day off today, but we'll get back at it in practice tomorrow. We'll look at some tape, work on some things, try to get better. Just not good enough. That's my responsibility, and I take full responsibility for the team's performance or lack thereof. But just not good enough today on any front. Not good offensively, not good defensively, not good special teamsfully. Just really bad all the way around. And we'll get back at it tomorrow. We'll have a good practice. The guys have been practicing well. They played really well, and just not seeing the results in the field. But we got to do a better job. That starts with the coaching, and the coaching starts with me, and I take full responsibility. But just not good enough. So we'll get better, and we'll get ready to play Dallas. They're a tough team, and we got a long ways to go. But I think our guys will compete. I feel like they've practiced really well, and I think we'll give them a good game, but just not good enough today.
Yeah, Coach, I was just wondering, at 2-7, is it something that you're looking forward to this year? Like, what are you looking forward to? What are you looking for from you guys for the rest of the year?
We still have 8 games to play. We are looking for improvement. Obviously, it hasn't been good enough. 2-7 is not good enough. I shoulder the responsibility for that. Obviously, we've had some injury issues, as we discussed earlier on. A lot of parts of the anatomy have not held up on some of our players. Darren, he has a hamstring. I think he has a hamstring. Maybe he has an ankle. Does he have a femur? Maybe. No, that's did he have a groin? No, that was oh yeah, that's right. That's Anthony Davis. He had a groin and a hip. We haven't had anybody with a groin and a hip yet. That's something we might have to look into. But as far as the performance going forward, like I said, the first 9 games haven't been good enough. But we'll get out there. Tommy D, he's a tough kid. We just signed. I forgot that kid's name, but we just signed him. We have Matt Barkley. I mean, we're really trying to quarterback to find something that works. But we're just looking for guys to compete. We're looking for good practices. We're looking for good reps. We got to do a better job as players and coaches. It has been really bad. And like I said, we're looking for positive aspects with this team. There hasn't been many, but we got a game on Sunday against Dallas, and we're going to go out. We're going to have good practices. We got to execute. Not to sound like my predecessor. I'm not looking to fundamentally execute and executionally fundamental. That was one of his words, but we do take that into account here. As you've seen, we have certainly brought the Jason Garrett playbook with a lot of 3-yard outs and 3-yard slants and 3-yard ins. And, that's what we look for with Matt Barkley. We know he doesn't have a very good arm, so he fits the scheme really well of the short passing game. We'll give it to Saquon, and, we'll go from there. But just looking for guys to give good effort. And I feel like they've been giving us good effort. It hasn't been good enough. And, we'll take it from there. Any other questions? All right. Thank you. And I'm going to go get some ribs.